Welcome, dearly beloved anointed ones. Come closer and settle into this sacred moment with me. Take one slow breath. Let your shoulders soften. Let the room become quieter. Let the word Mother rise gently inside you, without forcing anything. Here we gather to pray, to reflect, and to find strength when grief returns in waves. These messages are created to bring comfort to wounded hearts, renew faith, and gently guide you back toward peace, truth, and wise healing. Tonight's message is about your mother, the woman who may have held you first, fed you, protected you, worried over you, disappointed you, misunderstood you, loved you in ways she knew how, failed you in ways she may never have understood. And now, if she has passed from this life, her absence may still enter the room without warning. The original message says, your mother is urgently speaking through Archangel Michael, walking through your home, touching your shoulders, sending numbers, scents, chills, songs, and dreams. For some people, these images feel comforting. For others, they create pressure or confusion. We need to be gentle and honest. A familiar scent may awaken memory. A dream may feel like a reunion. A song may arrive at the exact moment grief becomes heavy. A photograph may bring her voice back into your mind. Some people understand these moments spiritually. Others understand them as love continuing through memory, attachment, faith, and the nervous system. You do not have to force one explanation. You do not need to prove that your mother is literally communicating through a video in order for your love to remain real. This message will not tell you that she is crying in heaven because you almost scrolled away. It will not tell you that a blessing depends on staying until the final word. It will not use your grief to control you. Instead, it will help you listen to what the bond with your mother may still be asking from you. Archangel Michael is remembered as a protector and defender of truth. His presence in this message represents the courage to face grief without becoming trapped by fear, the strength to release guilt, and the wisdom to continue living while honoring the woman who shaped your life. Stay with me as we move deeper, because before this message reaches its final prayer, we will explore 3 places where a mother's memory often remains, in what she never had the chance to say, in what her life placed inside you, and in the life you are now being asked to live. That 3rd place may be where love becomes lighter. Beloved, what do you most wish you could ask her? Were you proud of me? Did you know how much I loved you? Were you afraid? Did I do enough? Why did you leave so soon? Why were you so hard on me? Why could you not protect me? Did you forgive me? Can I forgive you? The death of a mother can create questions that no longer have a living voice to answer. Even when the relationship was close, grief creates unfinished sentences. Even when the relationship was painful, death can close the door before repair becomes possible. The mind returns to the final conversation, the hospital, the phone call, the last visit, the argument, the ordinary day that did not look like goodbye. You may think, I should have known, I should have stayed, I should have asked one more question, I should have said more. But you were living with the knowledge you had then. You were not standing in the future. You were human, tired, buzzy, afraid, confused, sometimes wrong, sometimes doing your best. The first place a mother's memory remains is in what she never had the chance, ability, or courage to say. Some mothers express love easily. Others expressed it through food, work, advice, money, worry, criticism, or sacrifice. If these prayers and messages have brought comfort, clarity, or strength to your life, you may choose to support this work through Buy Me a Coffee. The link is pinned in the comments and included in the description. Your support helps us continue creating thoughtful messages of faith, healing, and encouragement for people around the world. There is no pressure, and no blessing, protection, or prayer is ever purchased here. Your presence is already deeply valued. They may never have learned the language of emotional tenderness. You may have waited your whole life to hear, "I am proud of you. You did not disappoint me. You are enough. I am sorry. I should have protected you. I see how hard that was." Death can make that waiting feel permanent, but healing does not require pretending she said what she never said. You may need to grieve both the mother who died and the words you never received. Before we continue, subscribe if this channel helps you pray, reflect, and return to peace. Subscribing does not create communication with your mother or unlock divine protection. It simply helps you find these messages again when you need encouragement. Take another breath. One gentle practice is to write 2 letters. The first is from you to your mother. Write what you love, what you miss, what you regret, what you are angry about, what you wish had been different. Do not edit your grief into something polite. Truth is allowed. You may write, "I miss you every day. I am angry that you left. I wish you had listened. I wish I had come sooner. I did not know that was the last time. I loved you even when we could not understand each other." The second letter can be an imagined, compassionate response. Be clear with yourself. This is not proof that she is speaking through you. It is a healing exercise. Write what the wisest, most loving, most accountable version of your mother might say if fear, illness, pride, trauma, and limitation were no longer controlling her words. Perhaps, "You did not fail me. I saw more than I knew how to say. I am sorry for the pain I caused. I do not want your life to become a punishment. Please care for yourself. Please stop trying to earn the love I should have given freely." Live. This exercise may reveal the permission you have been unable to give yourself. It may also reveal the grief you have been avoiding. Both are valuable. A mother's love can be beautiful. It can also be complicated. Some listeners lost a mother who was their safest place. Others lost a mother they had been estranged from. Some lost a mother who was loving but emotionally unavailable. Some lost a mother who struggled with addiction, mental illness, control, violence, or untreated trauma. Death does not make every mother perfect. You do not have to erase harm in order to honor what was good. You do not have to deny love in order to admit what hurt. A mature grief can hold contradiction. I loved her and I was afraid of her. She sacrificed for me and she also controlled me. She did the best she could and her best still wounded me. I miss her and part of me feels relief. Relief after a difficult caregiving season or painful relationship can create shame. But relief is not proof that love was absent. It may mean your body is no longer living under constant stress. Do not punish yourself for a feeling. Feelings are information, not verdicts. Now let us continue. The second place your mother's memory remains is in what her life placed inside you. Her habits, her fears, her phrases, her recipes, her way of handling money, her response to conflict, her ideas about love, her silence, eye strength, her unfinished pain. You may hear her voice when you speak to yourself. Sometimes the voice is comforting. Take your time. Eat something. Call when you arrive. Sometimes it is harsh. Do not be weak. You are too sensitive. What will people think? Part of healing is learning which messages deserve to continue. You are not required to carry every inheritance. Some legacies are gifts. Others are wounds asking to end. You may say, "I will keep her generosity. I will not keep her fear of conflict. I will keep her faith. I will not keep the belief that love must be earned. I will keep the family traditions. I will not continue the silence around abuse." This is not rejecting your mother. It is becoming responsible for what moves forward through you. Stay with me a little longer, because the next part may help you understand why losing a mother can make you feel as though you lost part of your identity, even when you are already an adult. A mother is often a witness to the earliest version of you. She may remember the story of your birth, your first fear, your childhood nickname, the way you slept, the food you refused. The illness no one else remembers. When she dies, it can feel as though the archive of your beginning has closed. You may think, who remembers me now? Who will tell the story? Who will answer the family question? Who knows the version of me that existed before the world changed me? This is more than missing a person. It is losing a witness. You may preserve some of that history intentionally, record memories from relatives, write down her stories, save a recipe in her own handwriting, lab photographs, ask siblings what they remember. Do not wait until every older relative is gone before asking the questions that matter. But do not make yourself responsible for preserving everything. You are not required to become the museum of the family. Choose what carries love, relish what becomes another weight. Your mother's death may also change your relationship with home, her chair, her kitchen, her bedroom. The house may feel sacred, painful, or empty. You may avoid entering, or you may want nothing moved. There is no correct timeline. But shared spaces and shared property often require decisions. If siblings or relatives are involved, grief can quickly become conflict. One person wants to keep everything, another wants to sell. One values the jewelry, another values the letters. One believes the caregiver deserves more. Another believes the estate must be divided equally. Do not allow emotion to replace documentation. Follow legal processes. Review the will where one exists. Keep records. Do not take objects secretly. Do not pressure a grieving person to sign. If conflict becomes serious, seek legal or mediation support. Fairness does not mean everyone feels happy. It means decisions are made transparently and lawfully. An object can carry memory. It should not become the reason a family destroys itself. Mother's Day, birthdays, holidays and family ceremonies can reopen grief even when you believe you have been doing well. The advertising begins. People post photographs. Stores fill with reminders. Someone casually asks what you are doing with your mother. The question may feel like a door opening beneath your feet. Plan for these days before they arrive. Decide whether you want company or quiet. Choose whether you will visit a place, cook a meal, attend a service, or avoid public celebration. You are allowed to leave an event early. You are allowed to decline an invitation. You are allowed to participate and enjoy yourself. There is no correct performance. If social media becomes painful, step away for the day. You do not need to witness every tribute in order to honor your own mother. Create a small ritual with a clear ending. Light a candle safely. Write one memory. Buy flowers. Call someone who knew her, then do something that returns you to the present. Eat, walk, read, watch something gentle. A remembrance day should contain support, not only endurance. The original message says, a hidden photograph may activate supernatural contact. A photograph can be powerful without making that claim. Looking at her face may bring grief, tenderness, anger, or calm. If you have avoided photographs, choose one when you feel ready. Notice what happens. Do not force a spiritual sensation. Simply let memory arrive. You might ask, what was happening in her life when this photograph was taken? What did I understand then? What do I understand now? What do I wish I could tell the person in that picture? This turns the photograph into a doorway for reflection rather than proof. Some people lost their mother before they were old enough to form clear memories. They may grieve an absence more than a relationship. Photographs and stories become the foundation of a person they never fully knew. This grief can feel uncertain. Am I allowed to miss someone I barely remember? Yes. You may be grieving the mother and the life you imagined with her, the graduation she missed, the questions you could not ask. the comfort you never experienced. Ask trusted relatives for stories. But remember that every storyteller has a perspective. Do not let one family member define her entire life. Collect different memories. Allow unanswered space. You do not need to build a perfect image. A mother can remain meaningful even when the story is incomplete. Adoptive mothers, stepmothers, grandmothers, foster mothers, and other maternal figures may hold this place too. Biology is not the only form of mothering. Your grief belongs to the relationship that shaped you. Others may minimize the loss because the legal or biological label was different. You are allowed to name the bond honestly. There is another part we have not reached yet. A mother's death can awaken old guilt around caregiving, medical decisions, and the final days. Keep listening, because many devoted children carry responsibility for outcomes they never had the power to control. Perhaps you managed appointments, medicine, transportation, food, money. You sat beside her bed. You argued with doctors. You researched late at night. Still, she died. Caregivers often believe that enough vigilance should have changed the ending. But love cannot guarantee control over illness or mortality. You may have missed something, a symptom, a call, a medication. This does not automatically mean you caused her death. Medical situations are complex. Timing, disease, treatment limits, her own choices, available resources, human error, human limits. If one decision continues to torment you, speak with a qualified professional who can help you review the facts. Grief often compresses complexity into one cruel sentence. I failed my mother. Reality may be much larger. Perhaps you made the best decision available with incomplete information. Perhaps there was no good option. Perhaps she asked you to choose, and you still doubt yourself. You deserve support. Self-forgiveness does not require certainty that every choice was perfect. It requires recognizing that you were a person under pressure, not an all-powerful protector. Some listeners were not able to be present, distant. Work, immigration, money, estrangement, travel restrictions, family conflict. You may feel that absence proves a lack of love. It does not. Presence matters, but love cannot always overcome circumstance. You may need to grieve the goodbye you did not have. Cocricate one now in a grounded way. Visit a meaningful place. Write your letter aloud. Pray, please flowers. Cook her meal. Speak to a counselor. A ritual cannot change the past. It can give the body a moment of completion. If your mother died while you were young, your grief may return at each stage of adulthood. At 16, you missed guidance. At 25, you wanted her advice about work or love. At 35, you understood her sacrifices differently. A quiet word of gratitude before we continue. If this channel has become a place where you can breathe, pray, and hear messages that encourage healing without pressure, you may support it through Buy Me a Coffee. The link is pinned in the comments and included in the description. Every contribution helps us continue preparing and sharing these messages freely. Please support only from peace and only when it is right for you. God's love, grace, and attention are not connected to money. At 50, you may feel the absence of the only person who remembered your earliest life. This is not failure to heal. Grief develops as you develop. A new version of you encounters the loss again. When grief returns, ask what this stage is requesting: information, comfort, a witness, permission. You may need a different kind of support now than you needed before. Respond to counseling if useful. Revisit the letter. Ask new questions. Healing is not a straight line completed once. It is a relationship with memory that changes over time. The third place your mother's memory remains is in the life you are now being asked to live. The original message says, your mother wants you to rise, receive a miracle, meet a new person, and walk into financial blessing. No video can know what she would promise. No one should guarantee money, romance, or opportunity by speaking in her name. But we can ask a grounded question. What would love want for your life now? Would love ask you to stay frozen, to refuse joy, to punish yourself every birthday, holiday, and anniversary? Or would love ask you to care for the life she once worried over? Healing can feel disloyal. You laugh and then feel guilty. You travel and wish she could see it. You reach a milestone and grief returns. Graduation, marriage, a child, a new home, a promotion, illness, you want to call her. The joy becomes mixed with loss. This is normal. Grief does not disappear when life improves. It changes shape. You may include her memory without making the day only about absence. Wear something of hers. Take one photograph. Cook one dish. Say her name. Then allow the celebration to continue. Your joy is not a betrayal. It is evidence that love and life can exist beside grief. Now let us return to the heart of the message. If you have become a parent since losing your mother, grief may return in unexpected ways. You understand her sacrifices differently. You may forgive some things, become angrier about others. You may wish she could hold your child. You may fear repeating her mistakes. This can be a powerful turning point. Ask, what did my mother do that made me feel safe? What did she do that made me feel unseen? What do I want to continue? What do I want to change? You do not have to become the opposite of her in every way. Reaction is not the same as freedom. Choose intentionally. If she was controlling, do not become emotionally absent in an effort to give freedom. If she never set boundaries, do not confuse harshness with strength. Build the parenting language you wish had existed. I love you even when you make mistakes. You can tell me the truth. Your feelings matter. I am the adult. You are not responsible for my emotional stability. This is how a family pattern changes. If you are not a parent, the same principle applies to the people you influence. You can become a safer adult, a mentor, a friend, an aunt or uncle, a community member. Legacy is not limited to children. There may also be siblings grieving differently. One talks about your mother constantly, another avoids the subject. One remembers her as loving, another remembers harm. Do not demand one family story. Children in the same home can have different mothers emotionally. One may have received warmth during a season when another received stress. One may have been favored, another blamed. Both memories can be true. You may say, I remember her differently, but I believe your experience mattered. This sentence can prevent grief from becoming another battlefield. If a sibling criticizes the way you grieve, protect your pace. I am handling this differently. I am not ready to discuss that today. I want us to respect that our memories are not identical. No one owns the mother's entire story. Stay with me, because the next part is where remembrance becomes practical, and practical love can begin to soften grief without erasing it. Create one remembrance practice that fits your life. A meal on her birthday, a walk, a prayer, a donation within your means, a song, a flower, a letter, a story shared with younger family members. Give the practice a beginning and an end. You enter memory intentionally, then return to the present. This teaches the body that remembering does not require losing the entire day. You may also create a small collection, one recipe, one photograph, one object, one written memory. You do not have to keep every possession to prove love. Keeping too much can turn a home into a place where grief cannot breathe. Releasing belongings is not releasing the person. You may photograph objects before donating them. Give meaningful items to family. Keep what you genuinely use or cherish. Let the rest serve another life. If you are not ready, do not force it. But notice when delay is protecting grief and when it is preventing movement. Anniversaries deserve planning. The week before may be harder than the day itself. The body remembers dates before the mind does. Sismiv changes. Mood shifts. Energy drops. Dokripeta plan. Who will you contact? Where will you be? What invitation may you decline? What memory will you honor? What nourishing activity will follow? Do not let the date arrive as an ambush every year. Preparation does not remove grief. It creates support around it. The original message says repeating numbers, flickering lights, scents, and songs are definitely your mother. You may choose to receive these moments as meaningful, but do not let them control serious decisions. A number cannot decide whether to move. A dream cannot diagnose illness. A scent cannot prove which person to trust. Let meaningful moments offer comfort, not commands. Heaven, faith, memory, and wisdom do not need to compete. You can say, "This reminds me of her. This gives me comfort. I will still gather facts before I decide." This is a grounded spiritual life. Be cautious of anyone who claims exclusive access to your mother. A reader, channel, advisor, or spiritual worker may tell you that your mother has an urgent message, needs a payment, requires a ritual, or cannot rest until you buy something. Grieving people deserve protection from this kind of pressure. No one should use your mother's memory to demand money, subscriptions, comments, private information, or repeated sessions. Ethical spiritual support respects uncertainty. It does not claim that your mother will punish you for leaving. It does not guarantee miracles. It does not make you dependent. If you choose spiritual guidance, keep your judgment. Ask whether the person encourages counseling, medical care, legal support, and practical action when those are needed. A guide should help you become more grounded, not more afraid. There is another layer to this message, and it may be the most tender. Sometimes what you miss is not only your mother, but the feeling of being mothered. You miss being checked on, someone asking whether you ate, someone who remembers the details, someone who calls for no reason. Even adults need care. After a mother dies, you may become the person everyone calls, while no one asks how you are. You become the strong one, the organizer, the keeper of traditions, the person who comforts everyone else. This can create invisible exhaustion. You are allowed to need care. Ask directly. I need company today. Can you check on me this week? I do not want advice. I need someone to listen. I need help with this task. Receiving care is not replacing your mother. It is allowing the human need for support to continue. You may find mothering qualities in community, an older friend, a relative, a mentor, a faith leader, a neighbor. Do not force someone into your mother's role. Let support be what it is: a meal, a phone call, wisdom, presence. Love can return in new forms without copying what was lost. You may also learn to mother yourself, not through fantasy, through care. Eat, rest, attend appointments, speak to yourself without cruelty. Protect your finances, choose safe relationships, set limits. Keep promises to yourself. The voice you wanted from her can become a healthier inner voice. You are tired. Rest. You made a mistake. Repair it. You are afraid. Ask for help. You do not have to earn love. This is not self-indulgence. It is rebuilding internal safety. Beloved, let us build a simple mother memory map. Take a page and write 4 headings. Unsaid, inherited, Reish. Carry forward, under unsaid. Write what remains in your heart. Loathe, anger, questions, apology, gratitude. Under inherited. Write what her life placed inside you. Strength, fear, faith, silence, generosity, control. Under release. Write what you no longer want to carry. Guilt, the need to be strong every moment. A family secret, a harsh inner voice. Responsibility for her death. Under carry forward. Write 1 value you want to live: kindness, courage, honesty, hospitality, a healthier way of loving. This map does not solve grief. It gives grief language. Now choose 1 action within the next 24 hours. Write the letter, call a sibling, find one photograph, make an appointment, cook one recipe, ask someone to sit with you, ret. Do not attempt to heal the entire relationship tonight. One honest action is enough. If the relationship with your mother was harmful, your action may be different. Speak with a therapist. Write the truth you were never allowed to say. Stop idealizing what hurt you. Set a boundary with a living relative who continues the pattern. You can honor your life without forcing gratitude for abuse. If the relationship was loving, your action may be allowing joy. Do something she would have enjoyed. Tell a funny story. Let the memory include more than the final illness. Your mother's life was larger than her death. Stay with me through this final portion, because the prayer ahead is not asking your mother to prove her presence through a sign. It is asking for the courage to release guilt, tell the truth about the relationship, receive support, and live the life that remains. Before we pray, imagine your mother as a human being, not only as an angelic symbol, a woman with a history, a childhood, fears, dreams, mistakes, limits, loathe. Perhaps this human image helps you understand her. Perhaps it helps you stop blaming yourself. Perhaps it helps you see that some things were never yours to repair. Then ask, what would love want for me now? Would love ask you to remain frozen, to abandon your health, to reject every good thing, to punish yourself forever? Or would love ask you to care for the life she once helped bring into the world? You do not need to hear a supernatural voice to answer. Now let us pray. God of mercy, comfort, and truth, meet the person listening in the place where the word mother still hurts. Hold the memories that bring warmth. Hold the memories that bring anger. Hold the final conversation, the missed goodbye. The hospital room. As we move toward the final prayer, I want to thank those who quietly make this work possible. If these messages have strengthened your faith, helped you release guilt, or given you language for healing after losing your mother, you may support the channel through Buy Me a Coffee. The link is available in the pinned comment and description. Your support helps us keep these messages accessible to people who need them. Give only if you genuinely wish to and are able. Nothing spiritual is withheld from those who do not contribute. The empty chair. Where this listener believes they failed, bring honest perspective. Where responsibility is real, guide them toward repair in the life that remains. Where responsibility is imagined, release the burden. Let the image of Archangel Michael remind this listener that protection can look like truth, support, rest, and the courage to continue living. Comfort those who cared for their mothers through illness, those who made impossible decisions, those who lived far away, those who were estranged, those whose mothers died suddenly, those who lost mothers to illness, accident, violence, suicide, addiction, or age. Comfort those whose mothers were loving. Comfort those whose mothers were complicated. Comfort those grieving the mother they had, and those grieving the mother they never had. Where family conflict surrounds property, inheritance, caregiving, or memory, bring fairness and restraint. Where siblings remember differently, make room for more than one truth. Where grief has become traumatic, lead this listener toward specialized care. Where the body is suffering, lead them toward medical attention. Where hopelessness is growing, surround them with immediate support. Protect grieving hearts from manipulation. Let no one use a mother's memory to demand money, subscriptions, comments, rituals, or fear. Let meaningful dreams and memories bring comfort without becoming commands. Give this listener permission to laugh, travel, love, bot krent, gotricate, ret celebrate. Let joy return without shame. Help them carry forward what was good, end what was harmful. Speak what was left unsaid, defake care without guilt. Become a safe inner voice, beloved. The message is not that your mother urgently sent this exact video through heaven. The message is that the bond with your mother may still be asking something honest of you. Release the guilt that does not belong to you. Name the pain that was never acknowledged. Keep the love that strengthens you. Seek support. Live, when this message ends, remain quiet for 1 minute. Ask, what do I still need to say? What did I inherit? What am I ready to release? What love will I carry forward? Write the answers. Choose one small action, then let your body rest. Thank you for sharing this sacred time with us. Sutskor if you would like to continue receiving prayers and messages that strengthen faith, grief healing, family truth, and emotional peace. Share this message only if you believe it may genuinely help someone who is carrying the loss of a mother alone. May guilt loosen its grip. May memory become gentler. May family wounds receive language. May sleep return. May the body receive care. May support find you. May joy return without shame. May love continue without fear. And may the courage represented by Archangel Michael remind you that continuing to live is not leaving your mother behind. You are carrying forward what mattered. You are not weak because you still miss her. You are not disloyal because you smiled. You are not faithless because you need counseling. You are not guilty because you could not control death. Take one final breath. Say what remains unsaid. Release what was never yours. Carry the love. Choose life. Walk in memory. Walk in courage. Walk in truth. Walk in peace.